So what do you think is the potential?
If I have to look back at history and take some idea from there, there was a report published in 2001 by the Angus Madison Committee. The report is called A Millennial Perspective of World Economy, which has studied the world economy for the last 2 millennia. And they have come up with this report which said that India contributed 35% of the global economy until the mid 17th and early 18th century. So this is the potential. Our society and community was much more organized. Some people attribute it to lack of facilities in other countries. But I think if we already were advanced, we could have still managed to move forward. Maybe we failed in the transition. So if we failed in transition, we need to learn our lessons from the transition. And in this world of rapid change, being mindful of the transitional change and with adaptability, we can go towards reviving what we were. If not say 35%, at least to a great extent we can do. For example, today, and when I say scope, there is immense scope. There is scope for clean energy from the rural areas. There is scope in food processing. There is also, when I say food processing, this is to feed the world. But to cater to the needs of the villages itself, there is a huge scope. And if some youngster runs, say, a clinic with a doctor coming once a week or twice a week, a small medical enterprise, so that it's a little profitable also, there is huge potential. In view of the upcoming schemes of the central government towards increasing medical infrastructure, I think you heard about Ayushman Bharat. This is one of the schemes that the Modi government brought in. But I have to say one thing, it didn't get its due credit.
Yes.
Obamacare was applauded world over. What a rich Obama did was applauded, but what a middle class Modi is doing is not being acknowledged. With being abundant in resources, an American president giving Obamacare is understandable. But as an aspiring nation and a developing nation, what the Ayushman Bharat caters to several crores of people, it is a Mediclaim or a medical cover policy by the government of India. Such a huge project. I think this is what sets the order for the future. This shows the potential of what India can do. So taking our inspiration from that, when we say rural enterprises, we can have micro medical centers in villages, if not fully functional, because there are several challenges. Like I said, a weekly visit of the doctor or a cyclical visit of the doctors. We can start from there. And going to food processing, we are around 3 to 5% in our agri exports. In the world exports, our percentage is somewhere 3 to 5%. So there is a huge potential. You say oils, you say vegetables, you say pulses, you say other crops. It is immense, fruits. And when we process it, you have several other things like jam and several, the things that are consumed world over. But here, first is we want to build that confidence in the village youth that, they can stay back in the village and do something. That we don't want the villages to become redundant and they leave the villages and go to city. So initially we want to work on keeping them there and then hand-holding towards this. And the government of India also has lots of fund allocated now for food processing. When I say of villages, and with this so much of agricultural produce, we also have much more agriculture waste that comes with the harvest and all that. And here again there is immense potential for converting that waste to wealth. We see cutlery used here. In India, we usually use washable cutlery in most of the places, though we are picking up one-time use cutlery. But here you see every other joint and store has so much of packaging material and cutlery, one-time use cutlery and all. And we, with so much of agri waste, say sugarcane pulp, rice husk, wheat husk and all that, there is huge potential for creating clean energy pellets. These are among the several industries actually.